let's get into it. So we have a few attendees here. This call's being recorded so that anybody who is not able to attend, or if you just want to point a reference after, yeah, we can make that available. But just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Adam. An enterprise AE here at Flip. Been here just since December. But, you know, they say in the startup world, 7 months is like 2 years anywhere else. So I'm something of a product or industry expert. Just kidding. But I'm hoping to give you guys some value and show you around the portal and how we are set out to kill the flow builder. Joined by Jess on our end. She's on the product team. Maybe quick blurb about yourself, Jess.
I've been here for, I guess, well over a year now, and you might be in meetings with me. I do a lot of the customer support as well as the product side of things. So lovely to meet everybody.
Awesome. And also, of course, joined by not two James, but James and Christina on the marketing team. Thank you both for putting this together. This is an awesome opportunity to meet all of you guys and answer any questions that you have. So for those of you who don't know, and there's a couple familiar faces in the attendee list as well as some new ones, just wanted to give you a quick overview of what Flip is. So we are, if a customer calls in, imagine if Alexa or Siri answers the phone and answers their questions for a wide variety of customer intents. We're focused specifically on e-commerce and retail as a vertical, and our intent handling comes out of the box. So today we're going to talk about how this is not a flow builder. So if you've been in CX for any amount of time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know the amount of hours it takes to build out those flows. It's mind-numbing, time-consuming work. We're not that. We're actually here to kill that. So what you'll find with Flip is 200 configurable intents that are available to start handling your customer requests right out of the box. So it's powered by GPT. What we do is it's generative AI. So what generative AI means is it generates the scripts. So it improves the quality, but 98% of the work is already done. And to be honest, who really like doing any of that stuff anyways? So gonna flow over to the portal and show you how that works. Jess is going to be taking you guys on a deep dive of what each configuration, each section of the portal is going to do. But what better way to get intro to Flip than me making a few test calls and showing you all what it sounds like. All right, just going to go ahead and share my screen here. Perfect. Can you see my screen? Thumbs up. Sweet. All right. So this is the Flip portal. Wanted to test out a few different intents. And of course, as I mentioned, Jess is going to take you through on a deep dive of what each configuration and setting does. But first, just wanted to go to intent handling, which is our second kind of bucket. So you'll have a setting for company config. So this is the parameters in which the AI assistant will operate under, basically call them, you know, the law book or the rule book of how the AI is going to act. Intent handling is the meat of the portal. So this is on a granular level, what the AI will say when a customer asks it a question. So let's take a look at order fulfillment. This is the category, the intent, order status or confirmation, and WSMO. So WSMO is standard acronym for where's my order. The bulk of customer calls are going to be some of these low-hanging or low-touch calls. And Flip is equipped to handle these right out of the box. So let me stop talking and call in, and you can see what it sounds like.
Welcome back to the Flip Shop, Adam. Let's get you taken care of. I see you have an order currently on the way. Tell me, what is the reason for your call?
Where's my order?
Could you be a little more specific?
Where's my order?
Are you calling about your recent order placed 4 days ago on Monday, July 17th that includes a Color Salt Daily Moisture
Yes.
shampoo? Looks like your order has started shipping and is on its way to the shipping company. You should expect it to arrive between Tuesday, July 25th and Wednesday, July 26th. Would you like me to send you this and other useful links by text?
Yes.
Great. I just sent that to you. Please feel free to follow up with any questions.
Awesome. So just from the call there, the call was resolved in under a minute. It asked, it greeted me by name, pulled it from the integration into the OMS, where my package exactly was, and then sent me a text message. I'm not sure if you can see that due to the blur, with the tracking number and all those relevant information pieces so that I have an easy way to check back without calling back again. So this is dictated by the configurations in the portal, and it was able to determine my order. So it was able to resolve it through the OMS in a pretty succinct way. So now I'm going to test it with something else, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to change configurations around based on changes in policies. If you want to handle things a little bit differently based on the results that you're getting, wanted to use returns as an example for that. So right now, what I'm going to do is go to returns and go to start returns, and then go to return policy. So there's a few different intent handling types, and Jess is going to take us on a deeper dive here on what this means. But right now, what I'm going to do is set it to deflect, and all it should do is let me know where I can find the returns policy. So be that at the bottom of the homepage, in an email, what have you. So let me call back and ask what the return policy is. I'm going to call back 1/3 time after I change the config so you can see how quickly everything can change.
Welcome back to the Flip Shop, Adam. Let's get you taken care of. I see you have an order currently on the way. Tell me, what is the reason for your call?
What's your return policy?
To find out info about our returns policy, head to our website, flipcx.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and select Returns. Can I help you any further with this order, Adam?
Great. So you see it deflected the call to the bottom of the homepage on the website. Let's go ahead and change that to resolve. And if there's any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. There's going to be a dedicated section at the end for Q&A. All right, resolve, save it, and it should be there instantaneously. So this is the big differentiator between us and a lot of the generative AI solution vendors on the market. They're still building flows. This portal has been designed so that all the power is kind of at your fingertips, so you can get a functional, very efficient system in a matter of minutes and not months. So just anecdotally, there's a few clients of mine that previously were evaluating other vendors. They quoted them anything from 8 to 12 months of dev time and 6 figures in initial implementation fees. We're not like that at all on either front. So let's call it back, see what happens.
Welcome back to the Flip Shop, Adam. Let's get you taken care of. I see you have an order currently on the way. Tell me, what is the reason for your call?
What's your return policy?
Are you there? What is the reason for your call today?
What's your return policy?
We're proud to accept returns within 30 days from the purchase date on qualifying orders. At this time, we are able to offer a refund to the original payment method or a store credit. Can I help you any further with this order, Adam?
Great. Apologies for it not hearing me. We have barge in turned on for this demo space. So what that means is when it is speaking, it's also listening. That's in beta and should be out in the next little bit, but it's a little bit sensitive. So probably heard some background noise and thought I was speaking when I was not. So that should be solved for in the next couple of days, but just wanted to point that out very directly. But as you can see, I switched it to resolve. Those changes were immediately reflected, and you're able to deflect or solve calls or handle calls any way you so choose based on the configurations. And it read everything that I had configured here. Awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and put it over to Jess, who will take us on a deep dive of the platform.
Just real quick, I just want to make sure, like, because there's at least 3 questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Did everybody get their questions answered?
Yeah, let's actually go through them all. So is this working with inbound calls and those specific flows? So Flip's designed to handle all the inbound traffic that you have in a contact center. So there's 2 fronts to this. So we're able to automate at a very high resolution rate out of the box. So your low touch calls automated through Flip. On the calls that we can't answer or can't automate, or you don't want us to automate, be it your really important calls, we're able to then intelligently route those to the specific agents that are best equipped to handle those calls. So instead of spending mindless hours writing scripts and wrangling engineering to, build things out like that, you guys can focus on, what is your new order strategy? Like, do you take phone orders? Who of our agents are best equipped to handle that? So it is an inbound assistant. Think of it as your first line of defense when a customer calls the contact center. Next question. Return policy, would it just read a preset blurb without creating a redirect based on initial keyword recognition? Jess, do you want to take that? Sorry, TJ, go ahead.
You did answer it.
Oh, great. Awesome.
You did answer that, just to save you.
And then Rose, deflection flows also include SMS follow-up options to provide the link for the caller to click. Short answer is yes. That is part of the configurations. Deflections will be able to send out SMS so that they can, they can click on that rather than having to direct them somewhere else.
Great, thanks.
No problem, Rose. All right. I think that should be it. Off to you, Jess.
All right, so everybody can see my screen, I'm sure. Awesome, thank you for the thumbs up, James. All right, so I will just quickly go over what we have here over on the side. This is on our configurations tab. So we've got our company settings. These are everything that is defined by what your company is on the outside. Basically, these are things that anybody could even find on your website for the most part. Whether or not you have physical stores or multiple physical stores, all of these will kind of affect how we word things, based depending on whether or not you were just a purely online brand or something to that effect. We have our general call settings, and this affects what we say and how we say it. So the important one to note here is this enable SMS feature. Currently, all of our SMSs are being sent from us, and we're not able to respond. However, one of the future releases that we're looking to do will be coordinating through your ticketing system if you have tech support, and sending it through that so that you can start engaging with your callers that way. And so for people who currently have tech support, you might opt to keep it off for the time being. But for this one, we want to have it on. Additionally, we have a few button presses that are available at the beginning of the call just to ensure that they're being routed properly. People who are speaking Spanish or French, tech support, Here you can also change the voice. We have a variety of voices available, but also what we refer to your agents as, because we want to keep that branding consistent. You also have the ability here to do an initial message customization and a pre-forwarding to operator message. And these just allow you to get ahead of any reasons that somebody might be calling. Say your website is down and you've been flooded with hundreds of calls. You have the ability to just stop that right in its tracks before you even get started. We also have our after hours handling. We have the ability to create a ticket, or we have some customers who choose to not answer their phones at all and just let Flip handle it and then offer a callback service instead. So, but when we get to the meat of our intents here, and I'm just going to go back to Wizmo to start, we generally see us having 4 different types. We've got the default, which is typical for an e-commerce brand. We have the resolve, which is what we do to actually resolve the call. So we could integrate with your OMS and do a cancellation. We might integrate with your subscriptions and help skip orders. Anything to that effect. If we're able to do it, you'll be able to find that here. And it could be, instead of us deflecting, which is just what Adam showed earlier with regards to reading out the policy or redirecting them to somewhere else on the website, we then have the option to send it to voicemail if it's a complicated request, like an item damaged or something like that, but it requires an agent, but it's not high priority like a sales call. Then we have the ability to send those tickets or those calls to voicemail, create a ticket so that your agents can take care of it at a more appropriate time. And then we have the ability to escalate, which is skipping Flip handling if we're not able to do it well enough with configs right now, and then just go straight to an operator. So you'll also see here that we have different handling types based on logic. And these types of logic are typically determined via our integrations, and we'll be able to tell right when somebody calls. So typically, you'll notice when Adam calls into the Flip shop, it says, "Hey, Adam, thanks for calling. I see you have a recent order." So we know what order typically that he's calling about, and we know his order history because it's his phone number is linked in the OMS integration. But if the order wasn't determined and we didn't know, we might choose to change the handling that way. And so we might choose to send a deflection instead of a resolve because we are not able to actually give information we don't have. And so these are typically the types of things that you'll be able to have a look at in the intent handling. With our SMSs, the really great thing about them is they're just instant and they stay. So I have a few examples here. And we try to keep them fun, light, and quick. And in addition to that, we do ask customers if they want to receive a text right in that moment. We're not just creating, we're not just sending them text messages willy-nilly, and we're not subscribing them at this time to your SMS chat, but we would love to in the future. If you have any marketing that goes through that way. Another fun one that we're able to do, if you see, you can see our integrations here. Currently we have, so Shopify is the OMS, and you'll choose that when you sign up. But we also, so we have multiple ticketing and returns integrations, Loop, Returnly, but subscriptions is also a really fun one as well for customers who offer subscription products. And so with that, we are able to so we can give them their subscription status. When is the next time their subscription is going to be shipped? What is the item? With the modify subscriptions, we're able to skip the next order or cancel. And we have what happens if they don't receive their subscription. So that ends up being really really useful for our customers we find who offer subscriptions, have a significant amount of volume there. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and play a quick little demonstration of what that sounds like. Then this is from a real customer call. I've gone ahead and skipped ahead out of any of the identifying information of who our customer is and who the client is. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Sure, I'm able to cancel your subscription for you. Would you like me to do this now?
Yes, thank you.
Great, I've canceled your subscription. If there's an order on the way already, you might still receive it, but you will not receive any future orders relating to your subscription. Can I help you with anything else, Wanda?
No, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Wanda. Thanks for calling.
And it's just that easy, right? Under a minute, a customer can have their problem actually resolved, as opposed to deflecting to another channel that might be easier. It's what we really want to see is customers being resolved the first time in the way that they've chosen to interact with the company. Another fun feature that we've got, and this will be the last one before I give this back to Adam. If we go to returns here, we have the option here to, when a customer wants to start a return, we have the option to let them know that an exchange would be just as easy. And this is a type of save opportunity that we're looking to implement more. So for instance, what this does is it lets them know, and if they use Loop and you've chosen to turn on the instant credit exchange, which lets a customer exchange their order immediately via self-serve option, you can let them know that they can do that in the returns portal as opposed to just doing a return. And it helps to save a customer when they're calling with a specific reason for returns, but they could actually be better served with an exchange. And so we're looking to do this in other places as well, including with subscriptions. So if they want to cancel their subscriptions, we'll be able to let them know that they could actually just skip an order if they have too much product. And so we have over 60 intents are available with configurations at the moment. We're classifying more than 200 intents though. And so we'll constantly be adding features as we continue to grow. I'll stop sharing. Back to Adam.
Summary, just a super powerful and easy to use tool. We want to make sure this is low effort, high impact. And what that means is killing the flow builder, get you to spend your time on more strategic things like what's the agent strategy? Like, how do you want to handle after hours? Which calls should be prioritized? So just mentioned something, a few of our clients are actually allowing Flip to handle all calls that are not directly sales related or customer save opportunities. And what that means is Flip automates those calls, and anything that doesn't get automated gets submitted as a voicemail ticket within the customer's help desk. So agents can then use cheaper means to reach out to those specific customers. So in summary, we're custom built for e-commerce and retail, powered by generative AI. Goodbye to the disgusting IVR, hello to voice automation that you and customers will both love. So just a few last anecdotal notes. A few of my clients that we've onboarded and launched in the last 2 weeks, and this is kind of a sentiment, low effort, high impact. They're up to 40% automation in the first 2 weeks after launch. And this is because they started on what we call listen mode. So listen mode is for those of you who've seen it and you're like, you know what? I want more data to make sure this is going to be successful for us. Listen mode just does just that. all that needs is a connection into the telephony system. And what we're doing is collecting the intent based on our classifier of over 200 and forwarding it directly to the representative. So that means the impact of the customers is not felt. We're able to collect the data and give you the exact distribution of intents to further support the business case of how successful Flip will be when it launched. Very simple 2-week process, very lightweight on the paper side. It costs $1 to get going. So for anybody that really wants the data to back up the claims, that's the way of doing it. Super, super awesome. So those 2 clients are at 40% automation in the first 14 days of launch. More of this info can be found in any of the features can be found in the monthly product release that elicited this call. Jess, if you can paste the link to that in the chat, or anybody can paste it in the chat. Feel free to take a look at it, and I will throw it over to you guys for any questions. And then at the end, Jess will give you a sneak peek on some upcoming features. And no questions, just means I did a really good job. We did a really good job. Awesome. Anything on your side, Rose? Anything on your side, Danielle?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Good to see you again, Rose.
Okay.
You
Thank you
too.
so much.
Awesome. All right, Jess, over to you. Latest product features coming up. Super excited.
Yeah, so I did allude to them a little bit in some of the things that I talked about. We're looking to increase the amount of save opportunities that we have, so which is redirecting the customer to perhaps a more appropriate intent that keeps the engagement flowing, and it keeps the customer in your ecosystem. So that's the saves opportunity that I referenced. But also we're going to start for all ticketing systems that allow it, we're going to start sending our text messages through your text number. And that way, if a customer needs to respond and they still have anything left they want to say, they're just able to respond by text and start a text conversation that way, which is a really fun feature. Unfortunately not available through all ticketing OMSs, or ticketing APIs, but for anyone that we can, that we're looking to do that for. Additionally, we're going to be updating our where is my order flow to redirect appropriately based on the response. So what we found is a lot of customers start off with the where's my order, and then based on the response, their intent changes because their order has been lost, their order is marked as delivered, but they don't have it, and that kind of thing. And so based on those responses, we'll be smart about redirecting the customers appropriately and getting them the correct information right away without having to have the customer ask again. And so those are our biggest upgrades to features that are coming out.
For attending. This was a great session. Love the questions, but I'm only an email away. I'll shoot you over just an opportunity to connect if you do have any questions that come up after the session. But yeah, great seeing everybody. And thanks again, James, Christina, for setting this up. And thank you, Jess, for giving us a deep dive.
We're going to try to do this every month. So as new features roll out, you all have the opportunity to come in each month and take a look at what we're doing live, so that you don't just have to read a blog post, for example. So it's something that we feel pretty passionate about. We're going to try to build a lot more of our product in public. So if you know of anybody that you also think could benefit from what we do, highly recommend inviting them to the next demo days. It's a great way to do like a soft intro to who we are and what we're about, without them feeling like they have to get on a one-to-one, which isn't everyone's cup of tea. So. And on that note, we will end.
Adieu. See ya. Have a good day, everybody.